We have breaking news from the NHL. The Chicago Blackhawks have themselves a new head coach. One of the worst kept secrets in hockey over the past couple of days, but it's finally been announced. Today we'll discuss the history of Jeff Blashill's coaching record and why I think he's a good fit for the Blackhawks. We'll discuss that coming up next. So welcome back to another video here at Top Shelf Hockey. As I mentioned, we have some pretty significant news in the NHL. We have a new head coach with the Chicago Blackhawks, and his name is Jeff Blashill. Probably a name most of you know. Been around the NHL for quite some time. Obviously, this guy is a long-time coach, the 42nd coach now in Chicago Blackhawks team history. He's got over 25 years of coaching experience across many leagues, but he does have a long history of working with younger players, prospects. I know things may not have gone as great as a lot of people would have liked when during his time in Detroit, but we'll discuss that here in a minute. I'm not sure it's entirely on him. The team was definitely in transition going through a rebuild, which we know Chicago is as well, but I think Chicago has a lot more reasons to be optimistic about the future than the Red Wings did at that point when he first took over that coaching job. Now, of course, prior to becoming a head coach in the NHL, he was a head coach in the American Hockey League where he had a ton of success. He spent over a decade in the Red Wings organization and 3 years in the AHL prior to getting the head coaching gig at the Detroit level in the NHL. And with Grand Rapids in the AHL, he really did a lot of great things. 3 straight years in the Calder Cup Finals, including winning it all in 2013. He's also been a 3-time head coach for Team USA at the World Championships through 2017, 18, and 19 as well. So clearly lots of work with USA Hockey, lots of work in the American Hockey League, and look at the success he had in Grand Rapids. He gets to the NHL, rebuilding Red Wings team 2015. Of course, this is even prior to Steve Yzerman. Of course, Yzerman inherited Blashill as a head coach. I know that the team didn't have a ton of success, but like I said, I don't know that was all on him. It was obviously a bit of a roster issue. I know at times the Red Wings fan base seemed to want change, especially the last year or two that he was there. But really, he wasn't getting a lot of help from the prospect system, in my opinion. Looking at the Blackhawks and what they have to work with here, I think there's going to be a lot more reason for optimism. Obviously, Connor Bedard, first overall pick a couple of years back, is going to be a heck of a player in this league. Frank Nazar has really come a long way as well. Not only had a good NHL season, but currently playing well with Team USA at the World Championships. I mean, look at the other prospects that they've got coming that just a lot of them just came out of college here towards the end of the season and then into last year. They have a much deeper prospect pool at this stage than the Red Wings ever did back, 7-8 years ago. So in all honesty, I think there's a lot more to work with in that sense. And not only that, since he was let go from his coaching gig in Detroit, he gets on as an assistant coach with the Tampa Bay Lightning, and he gets to spend 3 years with one of the best head coaches in the NHL who's had a ton of success, including multiple Stanley Cups, and John Cooper. Obviously, learning from Coop is, I think, going to be a tremendous asset for him. Most coaches, most GMs, most executives, you know what, their first time in a role in the NHL, sometimes it goes really well, sometimes it's mediocre, sometimes it doesn't go well at all, but almost always, and I stress almost, not always, but a high percentage of the time, the second time around goes a lot better. You're a lot more prepared. You have a lot more experience to draw upon. You're not just drawing upon experience in other leagues and other roles, but you've done this particular role before. And like I said, he was there, for a 7-year stretch from 2015 to 2022. So he got to see and work with a ton of different players over the course of that time. Like I said, obviously, they had not great rosters during a lot of that run, and certainly didn't see a ton of fantastic results. But I think Blashill's always been a highly respected coach, and I think we'll have a good opportunity here to do really good things. I mean, look at even a guy like Bruce Cassidy, for example, in Vegas. Even before he got to Vegas, he was in Boston for quite a stretch. A lot of people don't remember that he had a head coaching gig in the NHL several years before that, and it didn't go well. So he had to go back and pay his dues over again and work a long time through other roles between assistants and head coach in the lower levels, and worked his way back up, got to Boston, had a ton of success, and then that was his real longer term head coaching gig, and then he gets to Vegas and gets the Stanley Cup. Like, just an example, but like there's a lot of coaches and GMs out there that certainly have learned a lot, and I think that Blashill, to me, has gained enough experience that this should be a good fit. Now joining him on his staff as well is leaving the New York Rangers to join him in Chicago is Michael Pekka. Of course, Pekka, a longtime NHL player as well, another highly respected coach with a lot of experience on his side, like I said, both on the ice and on the bench. Pekka certainly becoming an assistant coach with a lot of experience there, so should be able to offer a lot as well. So certainly good to have somebody around him like that. They are going to be adding another assistant coach. We're not quite sure. I believe Andrew Sorensen is going to be sticking around in some kind of coaching capacity with them here as well. So I think this staff will be well positioned. I mean, obviously Kyle Davidson believes this is the right choice. They got lots of young players, and I would not be one bit surprised to see the Blackhawks take advantage of their vast amount of cap space this offseason and try to make a splash between free agency or trade. There's some big names that might be available, and I can see them getting in on the action. So it should possibly help accelerate this rebuild and give Blashill an even better roster to work with for the upcoming year. So let me know your thoughts on Jeff Blashill being named the next head coach of the Chicago Blackhawks down in the comments. We will discuss further. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe and stick around. I'll be back later with more news and rumors from around the entire NHL. Thank you for watching, and I will catch you next time.